Hang on, give us a minute.
Good evening and welcome to Sydney Parade on Thursday evening. It's been a long week, a lot of cricket and some rain last night. Tonight we have the visit of Clontarf seconds to play in a refixed match against our seconds. Players slowly making their way out to the middle. Umpires already there, although they're both at the same end, which will make it tricky. And in what are seasonal conditions, I'd like a little more sun, a little less cloud. We'll get this clash underway very soon. Delighted to say, joining me in the commentary box today, James Cresswell. Good evening, James.
Good evening, Craig. Good evening, all. Yeah, glad to be here.
Glad there's cricket on.
Glad there's cricket on. It was a bit touch and go today with the weather forecast, but
that's some picture to have online. Joe Prendergast warming up the glutes.
Yep.
There he goes.
No, I almost know what religion he is. Yeah. Anyway, back to the cricket. So it looks like a interesting night. A bit of grey cloud around, as we've been expecting to have. We have had all week, but it's fine and sunny at the moment. A little bit breezy.
Sunny's pushing it a bit, James.
Oh, I'm just talking it up to get people down here, aren't I? Subtropical, maybe. Yeah.
What?
That's because the net's so, or the side screen's so close to the net.
Yeah.
The ball's in the net can hit it.
Ah.
Big wobble.
Okay, so we could have wobbling pictures because the first are training behind that camera. So the opening partnership for the women's seconds tonight, I can tell you can read on your screen, is Izzy McLean and Zoe Bell. Zoe at the non-striker's end, Izzy facing the first delivery, outside off stump from Gemma Sargent.
Yeah, big swing there, just to get your elbows and your arms moving, but no contact, and it gets through to the keeper for a dot.
You have another one of these
Do I?
drinks inside.
Oh, okay, great.
Other drinks are available.
Yes. At the bar, yeah. Your own little bar. That's a better ball, and it's played away on the offside there nicely. There is a person out on the boundary to stop the boundary, really. And they pick up a single to open the account, and they're off.
The difference there between those two deliveries, I thought, was the one that was a bit wider got past. This one was actually posing a bit more danger to the bat, but it was in her reach, and she played it away nicely for the single. Zoe Bell then to face her first delivery of the night. Gets a good one. Going down leg. She was onto it quickly. Just mistimed it, I think.
Yeah, I'm not sure if she actually got anything on that, but she was, going down legs, so there was no risk. There was no appeal. So she must have got maybe an inside edge, or they just knew it was going down.
Do you want to introduce Clontarf to your friend from Lucan, the appealer extraordinaire?
Oh, yeah.
Another one going down the leg side.
Again, it's just, if they had done the course, you could probably hear this from the dart line.
Three-day seminar.
That's right. It's I think everyone should sign up for the Lucan appealing course. It's pretty dramatic and a lot of fun.
Look, it certainly brings a bit of excitement to the game. Oh, that one's a bit full. Comes off the edge, the back of the bat.
Yeah.
Umpire surely is going to call that a no ball, and he does. A couple more added to the total, and Zoe Bell also off the mark. No free hits in this league, James.
No. Like you say, sometimes it's umpired, sometimes it's not.
Well, that's it exactly, and that's the reason why. And it makes sense.
It does, yeah.
Consistency across the league. Oh, that's another one.
She is.
That one is played away. There is a fielder down there who does a fabulous job of keeping it to a single, but that's another no ball. And tell me if I'm wrong now, but that should be a second warning.
Yes, I think it should be. And then if there's one after this.
There we go. Noel, who you qualified as an umpire, didn't you?
No.
Just a know-it-all then.
Yeah, I think so. That's a bit better. She's back on track. That's a lot better ball. Just played out in the offside there to the mid-off sort of position. No run. Just struggling to keep control of the ball early on.
Well, sometimes always, you've rushed down from work or school or college, and there isn't too much of a warm-up. As they take a single from the final delivery, it is signalled as a leg bye. Pembroke have 6 on the board after 1 over, and both bats off the dreaded duck.
I think there's a bit of a risky shot there by Zoe to play across the line to a straight ball.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I can risk trying to make it bigger.
But anyway, she's
That's right, I
there's
can
no
read
appeal.
it.
She got away with it, and yeah, good start there by Pembroke. Just having a bit of a conference in the middle.
We've just had an umpire on telling us, yes, a warning. I'm going with Niles. Do you consider it to be dangerous? Neither of those were dangerous.
No.
Carrying not a huge amount of momentum. And
Well, there was no venom in it.
no, and certainly not deliberate.
No, it's just a lack of just
I would go and
control.
for danger.
Anyway, okay, O'Toole now to continue the attack for Clontarf. She sprays this one down the leg side, and the batter gets something on it.
Zoe just sort of threw a bat at that one. That's,
Yeah,
do you know what that is? That's when Jake bowls a bad one. You just sort of contemptuously
Yes.
one-handed it away. And that's where she got the practice for that.
But there was someone down there at third man, so they just get the single.
Generous umpire.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
It's a better ball.
Played
And-
away to short third.
But well called by Zoe. She calls the single quickly, and they both scamper through.
Scamper. That's a great
Scamper.
word, isn't it? Scamper.
Well, I try to use it as much as possible in the
Yeah.
context of commentary. Try to be a bit more descriptive.
He says I'm a generous umpire. I'm not. I'd have 1,000 runs by the end of May and penalties if I umpired.
This one is just
They,
a bit short, but it's played out to the cover sort of region. They pick up a single.
I like that shot, though.
That was nice.
Straight bat,
Yep.
driven.
Sounded good too.
I'm going to see lots of people this evening because I'm pretty sure Cricket Leinster AGM.
Cricket Leinster AGM's on tonight.
Oh, yeah. Right, okay.
There you go.
That's a good ball, and it just beats the outside edge. Just tried to play that away on the offside, but did well not to get anything on it. Results in a dot. Good ball. She's bowling well, O'Toole.
I think they're grey of them.
These are very experienced and very good batters that she's up against. That's a good contest. It is a bit wider this time, and it's played onto the offside, and they get through for a single.
Katie O'Toole.
Katie O'Toole, okay.
The irony is, when we put the summary up between the innings or at the end of the game, it uses all the Christian names or first names,
Yes.
and you're trying to remember who's Zoe B.
Drifts down leg.
Oh, that's nicely down onto one knee and driven across into Michael Sharp corner, just in front of the chapel. One of the tag rugby players returning that one. Thank you, sir.
And the first boundary of the innings. Nice shot
That
this.
was nice. Down on
Yeah.
one knee, just kept her eye on it. Played it away quite safely, scattering the spectators.
She's in good nick, Zoe. She's been called up recently for the Scorchers in the Super Series.
It's great to see.
Yeah, it's great, to take that extra step. Well
Yeah.
deserved, and she has all the talent to follow it through. So I hope she gets a few more call-ups and
Yeah.
cements her position.
14 without loss after 2.
Thank you.
It was 6 without
Yeah,
loss
it was-
after 1.
Got that. Yep.
Okay, sorry.
Thank you. Yeah, just miles away there, just enjoying the cricket, really.
That one close to the line. I don't see any blue lines on the mat. I'm sure they're there. They're probably worn out.
Probably worn out. It's about time we did a bit of extra paint. Maybe we should get down and do some.
Can we do a pride pitch?
I know I was going to say some rainbows. That'd be fantastic, wouldn't it?
It pitched in the pink and hit the black.
A couple of big rainbows in front of the creases. Yeah.
like ice hockey
Yeah.
goal nets things.
Goal net things,
Like-
yeah.
Too kind of a cross for a leg.
Sargent bowling really well here in her second over. It's 2 dots to start with. This one's a bit wide as well, but
It's inside that white line, and then that, as far as the umpire is concerned, is absolutely fine.
No, I think it's a good ball. Just sort of cut away from the batter then.
Pete Twamley here this evening. He'd be here for that Leinster AGM. CL. I was having a conversation with Amanda last night. Unsurprisingly, part of it was devoted to cricket. And we were chatting, and I said, the LCU.
Did they?
And it was kind of like, oh, that's a really old term, Leinster Cricket Union. That's pre-professionalism. All Cricket Leinster now.
Yes, the rebranding. Great over now so far from Sargent. 5 dots in a row. She's really been a good job for her team.
She's found her line and length, I think, after that first errant over, but that does make a big difference. 4 runs.
Good use of the feet there by the batter. Just danced down the wicket.
Kiss of death.
Loved
James.
it. Kiss of death by me.
Yeah. Long may it continue, James. Your clairvoyance knows no ends.
Yeah, have to just, like you say, get those 6 numbers right. Good shot there. So after 3, it's 18 for none. So Pembroke just chugging along at a nice rate. Katie O'Toole to continue from the St John's end.
Well, that's a runner ball, and it's early on.
Yeah, that's good.
If they maintain that all the way through, 120 could be a tough score to get to.
Well, wickets in hand is always a massive bonus when you get into the second 10. This one down leg, but Zoe gets enough on it. There is the person down there in the sort of the deep gully region, third man region, stops it from getting to the boundary. Just 1 run. But happy just to tick it along and take whatever boundaries come along when they come along.
Yeah. I think we're going to have to get some stickers with numbers on and just go up to players and just put them on their shirts.
Bit of spray paint maybe, yeah. It's a good ball and this gets through the defences of McLean.
It's good to see the captain of the fifths has been on, suggesting that he wants Izzy McLean on the fifths.
Good.
That's a compliment, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a bit of an insult to us on the sixes.
Oh.
There's a big appeal. The umpire thinks about it, but he's walked away. I don't think he's going to give that now.
No, there was a bit of movement, but
umpires
it wasn't
tend to stay stood still like statues as they give somebody out.
Yeah, it's normally a bit of a worry when you're the batter and you think he hasn't moved.
Yeah.
Oops.
This is not good news.
Yeah, this is not going to end well.
Could have been. This one down the leg, swung on round the corner, or wicketkeeper does well enough to prevent another run. Here's the replay. Niall on top of things as usual.
I just think she got some good movement there at the end.
I think she's inside. It doesn't look like she hit that. It did move a long way.
She didn't. There was no sound anywhere from an edge.
Yep. You hear everything.
Yeah.
Oh, she's got up. A big swing across the line on that occasion, and that does for Izzy McLean. And she's gone for 8, going along quite nicely. Started to decide to take on the bowling, and this time perished. Played it over the line or on the line or something. That left ear thing's happening again now.
Yeah, she just was getting a bit frustrated. You could tell she did a bit of dancing down the wicket. I don't think it was very balanced, but then played across the line, and the ball was straight and crashed into the middle stump. There you go. Bang.
There we go. I think that's out. Yes, thanks, umpire. Umpire just confirming that. You're getting the left ear problem again as well, aren't you? You know how to fix it. I was telling Niall about it the other day. Yesterday. And I said, yeah, but James fixes it. He just goes like this. And it fixed it.
Yeah, so we're getting a bit of stereo mono sort of action going, which is slightly annoying in the headphones.
One ear, two ear.
But the people at home are going, oh, well,
What are they talking about?
Yeah, who cares? Yeah.
First world problem.
Yeah.
It's okay at the moment. Yeah?
So Clontarf make the breakthrough.
Yes, that's a good wicket for them. Izzy McLean capable of going big scores.
This one going down leg and just gets past the keeper. She gets a glove on it, but it's going to go through as a wide. So you get 2 wides for that.
And we'll have that one again, please.
Bring Zoe Bell on strike.
It's actually the skipper and vice skipper batting at the moment. Oh, Bell easily onto that one, plays it round to square leg. I was saying that, you know, Zoe's still being available to the seconds. She might get away with it this week, but surely the starring committees are gonna have a word. She's playing Super Series cricket.
Yeah, I mean, no,
and seconds.
You've kind of just taken yourself out of the mix, haven't you?
There are the 2 scorers and hangers on. Groupies. Scorer groupies with the 2 scorers. Graham still working through his morning's coffee.
His bucket of coffee. So after 4, it's 22 for 1. Zoe Bell keeps a strike. And there is a...
Oh, that's a nice shot. Just leaving the bat out there to meet the ball into the covers. Safe single. So, James, did you see the end of the first game against Marion yet?
Yeah, I have. I watched it as it was happening, as you were commentating.
All right.
It's it was fantastic. Oh, wow.
There's going to be another no ball.
That's got to be the 3rd. What happens now? Do I just let
Nothing.
it go?
There was no danger there.
Yeah. Just...
And again, I think there's a bit of common sense.
Yeah, I think it's not coming through at 1,000 miles an hour that's going to kill you if it hits you.
Yeah, and they're wearing helmets and...
Yeah, it's not intentional.
That's much better. Played down the ground, but there is a fielder there.
Yeah, mid-on comes around and makes sure that that straight drive is cut off without scoring.
Oh, this one played round the corner to the keeper. No run there. I see you're down to play at the weekend, James.
Yeah, we're out in
Shangana
Park.
That will be a joy.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Isn't that the team the Sixers beat last weekend?
It is.
Oh,
We have a
Oh, nice. 2 fielders made an effort to get there. It managed to evade both of them. And as a result, crashed into the fence. 4 more runs. And Bell just emphasising what I was saying.
Well, she's doing well now. She's 14 off 14. It was a great shot. Threaded it through the needle of the 2 fielders. That's her second boundary. She's feeling pretty good about that. This one floated up and played away.
That's what I like.
Yeah.
I like that. Very sensible play. Just taking the single after the boundary.
Yeah, just worked it onto the leg side to mid-wicket.
And also, she's... Oh, no, there's still one to come. But she's liable to have the strike again.
Shukla now.
That's a nice shot by the skipper down to square leg. They'll come through for 1, and it'll be the skipper who retains the strike for the 6th over. That's 5 gone. Score now 30 for 1. And they're going along at a runner ball.
Yeah, it was a good over for Pembroke. 8 from it.
It's the boundaries that suddenly make a difference. They really do.
Nice batting there and nice cricket all round. No, there's a bit of controversy too. All the teams from the Pembroke 3, 4, 5 and 6 have all been given the penalty points.
Yes, I mean,
Talk about that later.
5 points per team.
Yes.
And I understand why. It's all the teams below the offence.
Yep.
From the offence and below. So it doesn't affect the first and seconds. It is just the thirds down as far as the sixes.
It's perceived that you're manipulating the starring list to gain advantage. obviously.
Well, that's what everybody does.
Yeah. But,
We just got caught at it, did we?
well, I don't know. I don't even.
Was it somebody who wasn't on the list played, or
No. Someone who was on the list who got injured, but they didn't take them off in time.
Oh, right.
So
Starring seems to happen in real time these
starring
days.
happens weekly.
It used
just
to be
about.
Used to be a monthly thing.
Well, it is a monthly thing, but I think if there is a change, like an injury or someone isn't going to be, there's a big shot there. It's going to be
nice.
One bounce into the fence for 4.
Bell again, going well. At the end of this over, we'll have a change in the box. Sid has turned up. He's dying to get on air.
Fantastic.
Prasanth will be straight on to the live chat, you know. He won't be able to help himself.
That was a lovely shot there. She's seen and playing the ball really well, Bell. And another one down to that same region. She picks up another boundary, consecutive boundaries. She's decided to put the foot down, and anything that's remotely loose, she is going to have a go at.
Well, the tool suffering from the same problem again. She's just put it on off stump. It's going down leg, and it's coming into Zoe's arc, and she loves playing that shot.
Yeah, she's quicker to pull the ball around the corner.
Score's moved on to 40.
Still 2 balls to go in the over. Another similar ball. This one is a little bit closer to the leg, but it's worked around the leg side again. This time for a single.
Neatly done, though.
Oh,
just
yeah.
pushed around the corner, take the single.
Yeah, she's not trying to overhit every ball, just working at the classic case of play the ball on its merits.
I'll come in for you at the end of the 13th.
Yeah, sweet.
And that's 2 stints each innings.
This one a bit short, and it's played away again to sort of a mid-wicketish sort of area, and they pick up another single. Rotating the stroke well, so after the end of the 6th over, it is 42 for 1. It's 11 from that over. Pembroke going around, going along on a good rate of knots. And if they can keep wickets in the shed, then here we have a look at the batting card. East McLean, 8 off 16. Struggled there to get her line of length before she was bowled. Zoe Bell has accelerated now, 23 off 18. And Van Shukla, she's doing very well, 4 off 5. And I'd like to welcome Sid for the first time tonight. Welcome, Sid. Glad you could make it down.
Thank you, and good evening, folks. Blustery evening today. I don't know how you're keeping warm, James.
Yeah, in denial. Change of bowler. Was it Al Webster on strike? This one is a single that's played away to the offside to the point sort of region. There is a fielder there, but they are able to scamper through for a single. Crashed out there and called early. Lucy Webster is the new bowler. Not taken cleanly by the keeper. That's okay. This one is played down to the mid-off region. Just fielder there, no run. Yeah, wasn't sure we were going to get a game tonight at one stage. It looked like it was pretty foul weather when I was coming home from work. But then... Oh, this one's a little bit high. It goes over everyone.
Call no ball.
Yeah.
Oh, waist high.
Yeah, sort of went looked about 3 feet above the batter's head. Just lost control of the ball there, just slipped out of her hand. Nothing intentional, but she'll have to bowl that one again. Another run to the total. That's a better ball, isn't it? But it's played out lovely to the cover sort of region. There is a person out there to protect the boundary, and they just pick up one. It was a lovely shot.
Really stepping into that drive there. Leaning in all along the ground.
Yeah, it was a beautiful shot. And Pembroke just rotating the stroke nicely at the moment. That's been a big acceleration. Oh, that one crossed the line sort of shot. Lucky, got a bit on it and just get past the keeper down into sort of, I guess, the gully sort of region, or not the gully region, the fine leg region. Pick up a single. And this is a good ball, straight ball, but it's played well out to the covers again. Not fielded cleanly, so it allows the batter to get through for a single.
Little upish there. Hesitated a bit before running, but made it quite safely with the fielder not collecting cleanly there.
Yeah, Zoe Bell and Shukla are very quick between the wickets, so you can get away with a bit of a stutter. But this one, bit of a full toss and played away on the leg side to square leg.
Good bit of fielding there.
Yeah, there is a person there at the square leg who did well. Got around and made sure they got the body behind the ball and restricted that to one.
And Pembroke, even with the rain, has a lightning fast outfield. So
Yeah,
good covering there.
It's got good drainage here and it's makes it a very enjoyable. Get value for shots here. This one played down to mid-off. They get through for a single. I think the fields are maybe a bit deep. So these fielders maybe bring mid-off and mid-on in a bit closer. Anyway, after 7, it's 48 for 1. And look at the worm there. It's a pretty steep climb. It has accelerated. People are going along at a good rate of knots here. And if you're Clontarf, I think you'd be wondering, what can we do to get this breakthrough?
To start off, maybe move their fielders in by a couple of steps. The last couple of shots have been slightly upish, dropping just short.
Yeah, I think you have to be a bit more aggressive in your field positions.
Especially for those drives, probably. Yep.
Well, if you can cut off a few singles, all of a sudden the batter starts to think, well, I have to go over the top now. I have to do something a bit more expansive anyway. And then you have an opportunity that get an edge or a miss hit and they get caught. That's not a bad ball, actually.
Moves in just a touch.
Yeah, just a nice little bit of movement there. It's played back past the bowler, but there is protection there, so there's a dot ball, a valuable dot ball. O'Toole's bowled well tonight. She's picked up the wicket. This one played out to the point. He was very deep, and they'll easily get through for a single. I know you risk the chance of actually conceding boundaries, but even if it's for just an over or something, just squeeze in the fielders on both sides and see if that creates a bit of pressure.
Driven firmly.
Well fielded out there in the the extra cover, maybe region or mid-off-ish, that sort of area. Couple of dots now. Oh, they're saying now to change a bowler and say it's Walsh.
Good running there. Hit it nearly straight to the fielder, no hesitation, crossover for a single.
Well, that's the good thing about these two batters is the fact that they don't seem to hesitate. If one of them calls, they both go quickly, which is the key. And
don't allow them
fast.
to build pressure either.
Annabelle Walsh is now the bowler. She's bowling quite a good line. This one just played on into the mid-wicket sort of region for Dot. She's doing well for a team here, just conceded 2 so far from the over. If she can keep this line and build a little bit of pressure, she'll be doing a great service for a team. At the moment, Pembroke is sort of... Oh, that's a great shot. It's just chipped over the ring to Cow Corner. Doesn't get to the boundary, but they'll pick up 3. And that's good running.
Great running there.
So after 8, I think it's 54 for 1. And it's the half century up for Pembroke. They'll be delighted. If they can keep this going along and have a few wickets in the shed, I think this could be quite an impressive score. Always tricky to tell. You know, you just get 2 quick wickets and all of a sudden the equation goes out the window.
But that's the good bit for Pembroke here. Lots of wickets in hand, nearly 8 overs in.
For sure. And what's also good is that both these batters seem to be scoring at will. They don't seem to be held up at all, really. I mean, Shukla now is 8 from 10. Bell is 30 from 27. And here again, a ball straight to the fielder, but they're confident enough and fast enough to run the single.
Plenty of open spaces there in the leg side.
Wow, you look at even on the offside here, there's a massive gap
Yep.
between sort of point. It's a very deep point.
Loopy, full toss.
And if that fielder had been, say, where the square leg umpire was, there's probably a chance
Yep.
of catching. We talk about this incessantly, Craig and I, to the point of ad nauseum for our viewers about having tighter fields. This one, it's got to be a no ball. Zoe almost put a crink in her neck watching it go above her head there. They seem to be having trouble controlling the ball from that end of the ground, whether it's just coincidence or not. But let's get a theory going for a bit of fun.
Cracking shot there.
Oh, that's a lovely shot. It is going to be stopped. There's good fielding there.
Good bit of fielding.
Person out in the boundary. Keeps it to 2. That was a lovely shot. It sounded good off the bat. Good footwork. Good cricket all round.
And all along the ground, the coaches would be happy to see that.
Yeah, there's virtually no risk. This is a good ball. But it's played out well. Squirts out on the leg side. They get a single. Pembroke are powering along now. The good thing is that they're not trying to hit the cover off the ball and get boundaries every ball. They're just taking what's on offer. Keep rotating the strike and building that total. This one's a bit short and it's played, upish.
Again, what you said, James, maybe they could have been a couple of steps up ahead, and that could have been a very regulation chance.
It could have been, absolutely. She went through the stroke too quickly, popped it up, but all the fielders are deep, so yeah, there was no chance of getting caught. This is a good ball to be hit at, that is. It was probably close to a no ball, but it gets a boundary. I think that's Shukla's first boundary for the evening. Well struck. And at the end of 9, it is 64 from 1. 10 from that.
And good bit of effort there from the fielder.
Oh no, Zoe hit it, did she? Yeah.
No, this is the 4 before.
Oh, this is the one before, was it? Yeah.
That was a nice shot.
That was a lovely shot. But well fielded, I think this is the one that she saved too. Yeah. Good effort there.
And we see the sun peeking through.
Oh, it looks glorious, doesn't it? Comes through a bit of a spotlight on the ground. If we could bring a bit of heat, that would have been nice, but okay,
Oh, too slow.
too slow. Probably a good thing, really. And
Well bowled that.
while she can continue,
Right on the stumps, good length. Just blocks it back to the bowler. Dot ball.
she's been impressive, Walsh. I think she's bowled really good lines. Again, I'd just love to see the fielders in to give her a bit more catching support. Oh, that one's...
Place that on the up.
Yeah, struggling to get the timing right. She's gone through the shot a bit too quick, got it up, but the field is quite deep there at the cover area and falls safely. This one's a bit wide, and yeah, she knows it. Just about threw you back out trying to hit that one.
The leg side field has now moved up a little bit closer in.
That's a good ball. She's getting a bit of shape into the
Yep.
It's filled really well there in the covers, or sort of mid-off, sort of half mid-off, half cover. No run. I mean, she's very good at generating dots is Walsh. She's probably the most economical bowler so far, I'd say, for Clontarf, or very close to it.
Another dot.
Yeah, she's doing an excellent job.
Good over this for Clontarf. Just the one extra.
No, she's been excellent. Doing everything the captain and the team needed to do. I mean, this is dream bowling. Oh, it's a bit loose. But she gets away with it. And that's one more to go, is it? Or it's two? Yeah, one more to go.
One more to go, yep.
So frankly, try to get the match centre up. This one just played out to the covers, gets a bit wide of the field, but there is deep protection there, and they come through for a single. So great over there from Clontarf, only 2 from it. They need more of those sorts of overs. And after 10, at the halfway point of this innings, we're 66 for 1. The important thing is that there's only 1 wicket down.
Yep.
Nothing like having 7 or 8 wickets in the shed when you go into the final 5. You know, that gives you such license to sort of open up and take riskier shots and take on the field, run some extra balls. And if you go out fine, you've got plenty of people coming through.
And with the kind of T20 cricket to watch these days, I think everyone would want that license to just go all in, try out some new shots.
Well, that's it. Even if you just survive an over,
Yep.
you know, but put on 10 or so in that over, you'd be very happy. And so we'll have to start thinking about what the final score we think might be. Do you think, no, it's too early to tell?
It's never too early to guess.
Well, we can all guess. This goes on the leg side for a dot.
Quite
Well,
full there.
I'm going to say 135. That's my guess.
I'd say maybe 15 more.
Okay, so you're going to go 150?
Yep.
Great. 142 for Craig.
Craig there coming in with a really, really specific target.
Yeah, okay, 150.
150. You've already got 150. We need
You have
something.
150. I thought I was going highest there. 150. Right, 160.
160. Great. So we've got a good spread of.
Not that mean.
Short.
Oh, gets the top edge. Out to square leg, but there's no one there, and they come through for a single. Just didn't quite get onto that ball like she'd like, that Bell, but she's doing well. She's moved on to 36.
James, as a bowling captain, what target would you be looking at? What would you want to restrict them with this kind of start?
Well, gee, I think if you can get it there 130, 135, you'd be absolutely delighted. But they need wickets. If they don't get wickets soon,
Well
then I
fielded
think
there.
it's going to be up
Yeah.
in your sort of target.
Yep. And
And she's been run out. Shukla just wasn't quick enough. And that's the breakthrough that Clontarf need. Good work there in the field. Went for the second and it just wasn't there.
excellent work. Stopped it right on the boundary. Didn't give up on the chase. Got a strong throw in.
That was a good partnership though. That was 48. Good stuff for Pembroke.
There's the replay.
Stopped it well. And they took on her arm and that was the mistake. Good tape by the keeper and she was well short of the ground. Excellent work there by Clontarf. But Shukla, she did well. 14 of 14. Good job for a team. As I say, the 48-run partnership in not a lot of time, so Pembroke could be hoping for something similar for the next batter. Yeah, we'll find out that in a second. And it looks like it's going to be Susie Whaley. Yep. Susie Whaley, who has had a fantastic season so far. She has already scored a century. And we were lucky enough to be here to watch that, and that was something pretty special. Her batting partner, Gail Bowen, who got 37, seemed to be totally eclipsed. But 37 was nothing to be, sneezed at as well. That was a great innings. They can't remember, they got 200? It was close to 200, I thought. It was anyway. O'Toole. Yeah, well left. That was almost going off the mat. So
Eager to feel bat and ball.
yeah, it's always nice to get the first one, isn't it? Just takes that sort of anxiety out of the equation. Oh, and she
Went big.
just went over the top of that one, did she? Or did she get an inside edge onto the stumps? Either way, she's been bowled for a duck.
Clontarf really putting some pressure here. One brings two.
It certainly does.
James putting the drinks on, calling the century.
We're quicker than Graham is.
Right. Well, this is disappointing from Susie's point of view, but delighted from a Clontarf point of view.
And that moves in.
Yeah, that was a lovely bit of movement, wasn't
ball.
it? Yeah,
Pitches outside off nearly and hits leg.
that's a gorgeous ball. Deceived everyone. So the score at the moment, well, it is giggity for 2. 69 for 2. And the new batsman strides to the crease. Oh, no, it's Barry, yep. She's got the power to hit the ball a long way, and she'll be hoping to do some damage to this bowling attack to pay it back for the damage they've done to Pembroke. But, well, it's really in the balance now. It's good.
Yep.
We cover. It's nice to see a few swings up and downs, a few variations in how the game progresses. Watching. She does well to navigate that one. Just plays that one away on the left leg side for a dot. Great over from Clontarf there. Got 2 wickets. So at the end of it, it is giggity for 2, I think, of 11. We'll explain that later one day. So the key now is Zoe Bell. If she can stick there to the end, I think it might be a score near yours.
Yep. And has gotten a start.
Yeah,
Just needs to convert.
Oh, she's doing really well. She's batting well. She just needs to keep doing what she's doing. Now, I like what's happened here with Clontarf, and I think you mentioned earlier that on the offside they brought the field in a bit closer. I think this is a really good move, really positive move by Clontarf. Oh.
Wrapped in the pads there.
Did she get a big glove on that? I'm sure if she got glove or was it just pad? No, it's just pad.
Just bad. Goes down to fine leg.
You might take the runs as they come.
I think the last couple of overs, they really lined up some dot balls. Clontarf would love that.
It's been a great fight back by
Yep.
Clontarf, hasn't it, in the last 2 sort of overs, 2 or 3 overs.
Goes for the big booming drive there.
Good length, that.
Yep.
It's a horrible length that you're not sure to go forward or back. And you always go forward for the big hit and you look like Wally.
Yep.
You know. Well, I do anytime. You go for the huge big hit and it just pops over the top of the bat.
Wrapped in the pads, a little bit of a shout.
Yeah, they just haven't done the Lucan appeal course. But if they had, that would have been brilliant. You could have had people pointing at the umpire and shaking and scream, but not tonight.
Adding a bit of raw forward to the game.
This one clubbed past the bowler, but to mid-off, but there is someone there, so no run. I think she's been outstanding, Walsh.
Oh, absolutely. She hit her lengths, gotten the line right, bowled to her field.
A T20 match in 2.4 overs, she has only conceded 7 runs.
Oh, that was in the air.
Oh.
Fielder gives chase and stops the boundary.
It'll just be 2.
Lovely throwback.
She deserved the wicket there,
Yeah.
Walsh. She was very unlucky not to get it. And Barry was very fortunate. Nicole was very fortunate not to get caught. Exciting cricket all round. Oh, that just too much movement and crashed in the pads, but it was going down leg. And that's an excellent over there from Walsh. She's bowled 3 and only conceded 9 runs. She's doing a bang-up job for Clontarf. So at the end of 12, it is 72 for 3.
And we can see that movement there on the replay.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? She's
Yeah.
got a lot of...
Like a lot of shape. Fielder might be disappointed with that drop.
Yeah, it was just a couple of feet either way, and it might have been perfectly into the hand. But for the batsman, you need a bit of luck sometimes. So can they capitalise?
Short, pulled away. Clean pickup, gets the throw in. Just a single.
It's good by Clontarf. I think Zoe doesn't seem to be frustrated, but sometimes you must be frustrated when you hit a good shot like that, and it just gets a single.
Yep.
But at least you're getting runs. Again, I think this might be possibly the last game that she plays for the women's seconds for a while. She's been called up for the Scorchers in the Super Series, playing against the best that the country has to offer, including herself, of course. Bell's done very well. She's 37 or 42 now. Been a great anchor.
Oh,
She lifts
lovely
this one
pull
up.
shot there.
Does she pick up a... it's a boundary. She's well-deserved boundary. And that brings her on to 41.
And
Great stroke.
really bisected the fielders there. They've got 2 fielders exactly for that shot. Gets it right in between.
Yeah, it was a lovely shot. Great placement, wasn't it? Nothing you can do but just watch that go across the rope.
In the air, but no risk, no fielders there. Just swivel pulls there.
Score moves on to 78 now. And they would desperately love to get Bell out, and Pembroke would desperately love Bell to be there at the end. That's a good ball, but it's played out nicely on the leg side. But there's protection there and no run. It's been a good over so far. No need to panic. She did well to get something on that. That was
Yeah.
a good ball. Just sort of squirts out to the offside. Just a few feet from her and she has no run.
Would be much happier with that length there. Getting it nice and full. Forcing the batter to go over mid-dawn, over mid-wicket.
She's getting shaped on the ball as well. This one played out to sort of the cover region. There's someone there who fields the ball and no run. So at the end of the over, it's 13 down, 78 for 3. And at this stage, I'll leave you in the capable hands of Sid and pass you also over to Craig Senior. So you can say all sorts of things.
And as James takes a little break, thank you, James. We welcome Harish, kicking off the new over here. Again, we see that bit of movement there. Just nipping in slightly. Another dot. Welcome, Harish.
Good evening, everyone. Interesting couple of overs of play here. Changing kind of the momentum of the game with a couple of wickets just falling there.
And Clontarf really fighting back, lining up the dot balls even after the boundary in the previous over.
Pembroke still in a pretty good position with just 3 wickets down. It's a good shot.
Right to the
Down to
fielder,
covers it.
tries.
Scrambles for a quick single. Zoe Bell on 41 of 46 seems to be in good form today. Knock to the leg side. The fielder in the ring grabs it, but they can scurry for a quick single in the meanwhile. Alright, stays low, loops spit in, gets the bottom of off stump there, gets M. Nicol out for 4 out of the 10 balls. Seemed to struggle a bit with the very tight lines of Alice Walsh there.
And
Let's see that again. Just swings in, pitches there, stays low, completely misses the line, doesn't expect the ball to stay that low, and it hits off and middle stump.
and really well-deserved wicket that.
That's some tight 3.5 overs. She's still got
Excellent
to-
bowling in a T20. Definitely deserves a wicket for how accurate she's been, how consistent with the length.
Cricket really is a game of momentum, isn't it, Sid? Just looking at the last few overs, it just seems like there's so much pressure on Zoe right now. Just looking at that score, what do you think she'll be thinking of in terms of the score that they want to reach at the end of the next 6 overs to come?
Well, we have our predictions. We'll have you weigh in first up, and then we'll figure out what Zoe Bell might be thinking.
I have the added advantage of seeing the period of play. I'm assuming this was before that. We had James say 135, Sid say 150, Craig say 142, and now the ever optimist at 160 there. The last ball hit
In the air, falls safely, gets off the mark with the first ball that she faces there. And that's the end of the 14th over. Pembroke 81 for 4. So Clontarf's managed to apply the breaks here with the wickets in alternate overs, just one boundary in the last 4 overs.
We have Kim Lee coming in to play next to Zoe. She's faced just that one ball, had a quick single there to keep strike. O'Toole expected to close out some of these final overs. Again, swings right in. That's some good tight bowling, stump to stump. It's tough to get out of line, especially when you're a new batsman coming in, follow 3 wickets in the last 3 to 4 overs. Cricket really is a game of momentum sometimes, and you can see it play out. That'll be a dead ball. Batsman completely unaware of the bowler running in there.
And Kim Lee might look at just turning strike over here. Oh, and she's bowled.
Again, really tight lines. Ball stays low. Kim Lee misses the line completely. Doesn't even swing the bat there. We're gonna have that replay just there.
And getting
Wow.
the basics right there in bowling.
Clontarf, that camp is happy just huddling there again 4 times in the last 3 to 4 overs. They're making quick work of this. Let's see that again, Sid. O'Toole just runs in, pulls a tight line. That ball stays low, swings in.
She's getting plenty of movement. Off the pitch, in the air. And to control that movement and ensure that it hits the stumps, getting the line right, excellent bowling there.
Smiles all along. You can see that worm really plateau out at the 13-14 over mark, but even missing out long before that in the 10th, 11th over, really. There's the score. We had a really good partnership put in there between Zoe Bell and Shukla there in the top 3, getting a few runs. And then we had Susie coming in out for a golden duck. And then quick couple of wickets in the next few overs. The new batsman coming in must be just really tensed in this kind of a solution.
And this might be an interesting test for the bowler. First, left-handed batter. That ball that's been hitting middle and off will now potentially be pitching outside leg. Well bowled. Accurate yet again. Forces the batter to defend. Adjusting really quickly to that angle there, Anna. Shuffles across. Tries to guide it down between square leg and fine leg. Just gets wrapped in the pads. No run.
Last couple of overs have really restricted that run flow there. We're looking at 81 for 5, 14.4 overs now.
And attempts a similar shot yet again. Bowlers intentionally left that area vacant. Easy single to be had, but really need the batters to go across the line. Very smart bowling here. And again.
Pitching outside leg, even though he's getting a lot of movement there, that was never going to be caught. An LBW there.
And a very polite appeal. We see boisterous versions of that. That's the kind of appeal that might just make the umpire want to give it out with how polite it was.
Look at that. Annabelle Walsh and Sophie O'Toole just putting the brakes on those runs for now. Just 4 overs, 12 for 1. That's a scorecard she'll be happy with today.
Half the side in the shed. 5 overs to go. Pulls it through for a single.
Not 1,000%, I think so.
Pembroke there, 82 for 5 at the beginning of the 16th over.
What are you thinking if you're Zoe right now? Do you want to farm that strike? You still have 5 overs to go.
Oh, for sure.
Do you try to maximize the runs you're trying to get? Do you try to attack because you're also want to play out the rest of these overs here? What do you think is your role is as a fit batter who can see the ball really well right now?
Might be a little too soon to farm the strike. Oh, shuffles across, goes through everything.
And a quick double there. That's welcomed runs. Right now misses. Misses the leg stump, misses the keeper. Slows down before the boundary. That's good 2 runs. They'll be happy with.
Wide shot, just a single. Fielder's well placed to cut that off. To go back to it, Harish, I think Zoe probably would look to stay till the end. Maybe accelerate in the last couple of overs. Just try and pile up those singles, doubles till then. Punish the bad ball if she can.
Getting so much movement there, just coming in consistently, keeping that line. Very tight bowling here by Annabelle Walsh.
I have to say, envious of the amount of movement these bowlers are generating. Swinging in the air, moving off the pitch.
Outside off, worked away to the offside. A quick single, looking for those 2 runs, but that's nowhere to be found.
An overall good cricket there. Hits a good length. Batter gets it right through that packed offside field. Fielder in the outfield. Closes in quickly, keeps it down to a single.
Importantly enough, Zoe Bell maintains strike right now.
And is that a message from the dressing room or just a drink of water?
Important to kind of regroup and think through what the new score would be, setting the target for Clontarf as they come back in. With 4 overs left, you're 86 for 5. I think 115, 120 would be a par challengeable score here.
They wouldn't want to get anything less than 24 runs in the next 4 overs. Bare minimum of 6 and over. How they get there? Loopy again. Hits that really well. Gets a boundary of the first ball. Bell clearly seeing the ball really, really well now. Loopy full toss. 2 fielders there. Hits it away from the fielder. Gets a boundary of the first ball. A little bit of pressure on the bowler.
There you go. Maybe the message from the dressing room was to really speed things up. Works it to the leg side. Fielder right in there. Stops the single. But you can see Zoe just swinging at that with some intent.
And again, similar length. Just gets it to dip a bit. Zoe manages to get that deep square leg. Batters crossover for a single. Change in the field. Left-handed batter on strike. Bowler goes round the wicket. Good line there. Right outside off. Batter kind of going only with their hands, isn't it? On that one.
Yeah, the first 3 balls, 3 full tosses. I think to change the left-hand, right-hand combination. There you go. There's another full toss.
Oh, that's guided well.
Guided well between the 2 fielders. There, it'll be stopped before it tossed back.
Great chase there.
They've done well to run 2 there. Didn't try to hit that hard. Just guided it away. Used the pace of the ball to hit it between the 2 fielders there.
Oh, lovely comeback there. Goes round the wicket. Yorker on middle stump. Gets the batter ball.
Yeah, she'd been bowling full for almost every ball in that, barring one. Gets it right in the slot, and on that occasion, the batter just missing.
And that's the
That's the replay of the fielding effort that throws it back. We'll see that again. Right in the slot, completely missed by the batter. Didn't expect it to fall right under her bat there, and takes the bails off. Another breakthrough for Clontarf. It was looking like a good over for Pembroke so far.
And
7 runs of the over, but that's 1 wicket down again.
if we see that ball utilizing the angle, going round the stumps really well to the batter, goes a bit wider of the stumps, gets it to come in with the arm, just hold its line just a bit, and great length.
Work to the offside, a quick single, yes, says Zoe. The new batsman keeps strike and the next over. As it starts, Zoe Bell on 49 of 53 balls. She looks good.
Pembroke 95 for 6 in 17 overs.
The new batter, Jesse Duffy Mullen, takes no time to get off the mark, just plays one to the offside, scrambles for a quick single. Zoe there, just having a quick chat with that new bowler. Her experience really comes in here in good stead. Corrections there, it's not Jessie, it's Jessica Duffy Mullen. Thanks now for that correction.
Go ahead. Take my word for it.
Oh, goes for a big booming drive there. Just ball kind of dips just at the right second, somewhere between a low full toss and a yorker, which is not a bad ball at all at this stage. Really need to get under it to hit it over the infield.
There is some positive intent coming from Jessica here. As we go on to the next ball, bowled in line, lifts it up, falls short of the fielder. They run for a quick single there. Maybe a direct hit could have changed things, but she's done the right thing and given Zoe the strike there. Very important in these last 3 overs. Zoe on 49. Just played a terrific inning so far. Takes a swing, clips it, collected by the close fielder there. No run to be had. That's a no ball, pitching outside the pitch. Waiting with bated breath to see this next ball. Stopped by the fielder inside again.
Hits that well. Just doesn't get it past the fielder. Get the feeling here that Zoe's waiting for that leg side ball for the big shot. If not, she's happy to turn the strike over. Loopy full toss. And well played there by Zoe Bell. Gets to her 50.
Huge cheer from the stands. Very, very well deserved. Just a very well measured innings. The job's not over though. Smiles. But there's still 2.1 overs to go.
Oh, that's well
Full-
hit.
Well done, Jess.
And that should run away to the boundary.
Well done.
Excellent shot there.
Full toss pulled away to the leg side between the two fielders. There you see again. Eyes on the ball, sees it, plays it to the leg side between those two fielders. Give it a good chase, but there's not going to be caught. That runs away to the fence. It's a good boundary.
And end of 18 overs, 102 for 6, Pembroke. Crosses the 100 mark. Zoe Bell, excellent innings. Gets to a half century, just to 57 balls. Last couple of overs now. Set batter with a half century. 14 to 18. Or plays that through the covers, right to sweeper cover. Just a single there.
Through these last few overs, Zoe's really trusted the person she's batting with. Wow, full ball right there. In line to the stumps. Does well to get a bat on it.
Harish, would you be happy with this target right now? Where Clontarf's gotten back. That's called wide. 1 run to the total.
I think both teams have something to be happy about.
Yep.
These last 2 overs, if they can get a good amount of 10 to 12, maybe 16 runs here over these last 9 balls on 120. It's a very power score here. Just really tight with the line there. Just keeping it impossible to ignore kind of a line and length.
Oh, big swipe at the ball there. Misses completely.
Anything outside the line of the stumps, and I've seen Jessica kind of show very positive intent during these last few overs here.
And that's the need of the hour.
Played to the
Driven
offside.
firmly.
They're very interested in that single, but none to be found there.
Good over at that stage. Plenty of dot balls, 1 extra, 1 single. Excellent 19th over. Keeps Zoe Bell off strike as well as the set batter. So, credit to the Clontarf field placement as well. Brought them in. Ensured that the new batter couldn't really turn strike over as easily. And we have the last over for this innings being kicked off by Webster. 3 overs, 24 for none. Pembroke, 19 overs, 104 for 6.
Oh, that's plumb as plumb can be. Just misses the line of the ball. Try to sweep it away to the leg side. A great innings by Zoe comes to an end. I see that on the replay there. Just runs in, keeps a good line there. Zoe takes a big swing at it. There's definitely going to hit stumps, but let's see that again now, if we can.
And huge round of applause from her club teammates there as she walks out after her half century. Really well batted.
Let's look at that again. Just the pitches. I just wanted to see if it would impact in line. Definitely in line there.
Harish putting his DRS skills to the test.
It's easier when it's slow motion and you can see it multiple times, I will tell you that. Never want to envy the
Umpire's call for the win though.
Never envy umpires having just one go at that and having to make that decision in real time.
Well bowled yet again. Gallagher there.
Clontarf's going to be really happy with where they've ended up so far.
Hit right back to the bowler. Fielded well on the follow through. Another dot. Clontarf really, really clawing back into this game with their last couple of overs as well. Keeping it tight so far.
Hits it on the offside, a bit in the air. Maybe there was a chance. Fielder doesn't get to it. They scrambled in for a quick double there. Good running. Last couple of balls left in the innings, we're looking at about between 106 to 110 score, I would say. Clontarf a lot to be delighted about with where they were halfway through. Pulls on the leg side, just misses the batsman there.
And we're getting some expert analysis from the sidelines. They're calling a charge down the pitch.
I haven't seen Gallagher make a move to that, but wouldn't that be a sight to see? It's a down straight to the fielder and takes a quick single. That's a good way to end the innings there. 107 for 7 is where we've ended at the end of those 20 overs. Great innings by Zoe Walsh.
Zoe Bell.
Zoe Bell. I've mixed two people up there. Yeah, great innings by Zoe Bell. Just a lot to be happy for Clontarf as we wrap up this innings. The half at one point there, I think we were 80 for 1 almost. And here we are at the end of the innings, 107, a target of 108 that Clontarf has to come in and achieve.
And we have the scorecard there to kick us off. Good opening stand. Zoe Bell, clearly the standout in that scorecard. 51 of 59. Was there pretty much till the end of the innings. Contributions from across the Pembroke 2 team. Vanshika Shukla with 14. Izzy McLean with 8. We have Nicole with 4. But overall,
that's the bowling card right there. The opening bowlers, top 3, facing some resistance in Zoe, and the top 3, Vanshika Shukla there, really handing it out to them at the beginning. And then come in Annabelle Walsh and Sophie O'Toole at the end there, really tightening everything up. And then everyone has something to smile about. Gets a wicket each, with Sophie getting 2. We end up at 107 for 7. Look at that worm graph there, Sid. Up until the second over, third over, fourth, right up till the 9th over, it looks like it's going to climb up way above that to some of our predictions here. And as soon as we had our experts here at the commentary booth making their predictions, the Clontarf team takes it as a personal goal to change that. Really starts taking some of those wickets, slowing down, plateauing out. There we are at halfway mark, 107 for 7 of the 20 overs. Zoe there, the standout that we already spoke about. Great spells from Katie, Annabelle, and Sophie. And we'll see Clontarf come in and try to make the most of it after a short break, where we'll be joining our usual... Oh, is it us?
You two will be back on.
Where you'll have Sid and me, Harish, here, following the second innings of Clontarf. Welcome everyone. We're back to the game here as the umpires come back onto the field. Clontarf batters having a quick chat. Pembroke team just having a quick huddle before the game. They're here to defend 107 and stop the Clontarf team from reaching 108 in the next 20 overs. 120 balls.
Hello again, folks. Pembroke coming back on after their warm-up drills. Really do need to keep yourself warm in this.
Looks like
Kind
Kim
of
Lee's
crisp.
Looks like Kim Lee's going to be taking the first over. Some looming dark clouds above us. It's not windy enough to see those clouds dissipate in quick succession. It's weird weather here, just kind of chilly, kind of not that cold though. Not windy, which you wouldn't expect if you'd been here this last week.
Kim Lee marking her run up there. We see a somewhat conservative field. Plenty of open spaces in the leg side. Sweeper cover out already. Someone covering deep square leg. And fine leg.
Just the proportions of this ground here. Just the offside boundary being much shorter than the leg side one. Kim Lee just running in to bowl her first ball. Worked on the offside. Picked up by the fielders inside the circle. But they run for a quick single. And Sargent's off the mark. 1 of 1. Spends no time on that dreaded 0.
Full inside edge, down to fine leg.
Gets another single of the second ball. Just rotating the strike of the first 2 balls there. Lucky to get that inside edge and miss the stumps.
And both batters here off the mark will be happy with that. Takes the edge off from that dreaded 0 that you mentioned, Harish. Wrapped in the pads.
Probably going down leg.
Optimistic appeal.
Let's see that again. Probably going down leg, pitched and hit. Probably outside leg. The batter having no problem with that appeal.
Wrapped in the pads again. Goes down to fine leg.
Quick single. Just a lot of singles just available on the leg side with no close-in fielders. Just talking about again the proportions of this ground. The offside boundary is much shorter, so it's important to be just consistent with your line there. Just trying to keep it contained. Oh, misses the fielder. Did that catch the inside edge? Runs away for a 4.
And that's called buys. 4 buys there. Clontarf should be happy with this start. Both batters off the mark. Boundary through some extras. How would you go about constructing this chase, Harish? Like as the team, as the opening batters, what's your first milestone?
And there's a good start. Just conserve those wickets. Keep the strike rotating. Another one down the leg side. Goes down to fine leg. Quick single there. Leg buys again. Wrap the pads. currently, really, there's not much reason to do too much there. 8 runs at the first over. I think you just consolidate some of those runs, take quick singles, keep that strike rotating, conserve your wickets, and it's Clontarf's chase to be had. From Pembroke's side, I think what they'd be looking for is some quick wickets. Just pile on that pressure, as well as keep that pressure on Clontarf to keep the run rate rolling as well. 108 is required, about 5.5 runs, 5.26 runs over the next few overs.
Nicole here taking the new ball. Nice and full. Appeal
good.
again, wrapped in the pads.
Probably go down leg again.
Accurate start, that. Not as far down leg.
Missed by the keeper again. It goes down for byes. Missed by everyone. Running down for that second single. They'll make it quite comfortably there at the end.
Buys again. There's a bit of inconsistent bounce there.
The keeper looks up in exasperation as she missed that. That's much better. Tight line, cramping the batsman in.
And the batters might just like that. The sun's peeking through. Makes the lights somewhat better. They'll hope that it'll quicken the outfield just a touch, but it's not warm enough for the sun to do that just yet.
Getting a good amount of movement there off the pitch. Good take by the keeper there. These are kind of tight lines you want to keep. You don't want to give them too much room, but again, the leg side boundary on this side is so short, just no room for error.
Short plate to short cover. No runs to be had there.
Both batters got off the first run of the first ball, rotating the strike and just being cramped in there, helped by a few byes and a few extras. That's way down leg side. The keeper completely missing it.
Looked like the effort ball there. Trying to get that block hole Yorker in as the last ball of the second over. Maybe losing a bit of control, goes down leg. Batters crossover for one more.
That's much better there. Keeping it tight. Clontarf really being helped by not feeling the pressure with some of these extras there. They'll be counting their blessings. Just a couple of more overs of keeping it tight and you might see a completely different approach to this game here.
And without having to take too many risks here, Clontarf had a run rate of 6 and over. It's early in the innings, but that'll lend some confidence to the batters and the dressing room.
Kimby back at the top of mark for a second over. Runs in to start that off. Great line there. Good speed, nippy. Keeps it off in middle, just keeps it on the stumps. Cramps the batsman in. Oh, God, no ball there. A full toss above the waist. It's running down. Worked down, picked up.
And they're going for a third as the fielders go for a relay throw. Excellent running there.
Sees the opportunity for a quick third there and doesn't waste any time picking that up. Great coordination between the two batters here.
And
Taking-
Sargent and Cullen there, putting the pressure on the fielder, taking those runs without too many risks yet again. Guided that well to third man.
Again, some great running, calling that, just sees the opportunity to run that quick single and grabs it with both hands. It's good running between the Clontarf batters here. Taking all the runs they get, however they can get it.
And we can hear the chatter from the Pembroke 11, trying to cheer their bowler on. Well bowled that. Gets a bit of movement right on the stumps. Can't do much with that. Played with soft hands. No runs to be had there. Full toss, plays that well. Well fielded there. Excellent throwback, and gets a direct hit on the stumps at the runner's end from the outfield. Puts that doubt in the mind of the batters. There's the replay, clean pickup. Quick throw, right on the stumps. They might not want to take on the arm of that fielder the next time round. And that's probably how you build pressure, right?
Good line there, works that onto the leg side. Straight up, runs a quick singles. They're really getting the strike rotating, taking no real big risks here. Assisted a bit with some extras, but they're looking at over 6 runs per over, and we're not even done with the third over yet.
Shot. Oh, in
Shot
the air.
wide, played in the air. The cover fielder dives a bit to her left, gets her hands on it but can't hold on to it.
Good effort that. Was hit hard. Did have to cover a bit of ground. There's the replay. Short half tracker.
Good effort there. That would have been a good catch there, changing the momentum of the game.
And Cullen and Sargent here not particularly getting a move on, but the run rate's up there.
Oh, that has a bit of extra movement. Saying it outside that white line there for a wide.
Shot again. Cracks that right into the leg side. Pulled hard. Hits the boundary.
That's what we're looking at. Said the boundary to the leg side is so much shorter here on this side of the ground, and there's only one fielder in. We'll see that again. There's just such little scope for error to be bowling down that line. Down the leg side again, missed by the keeper. That's tough pickings for the keeper. Just scurries for a quick single, easily gotten there. It's a tough beginning to the over.
You would
Going
hate
wide.
that as the keeper when you're standing up to the stumps. Full down leg, very difficult to collect.
It's very little room for error on the leg side there, with the boundary here being so short. Hit to the leg side again.
Excellent placement. They had two fielders patrolling that boundary. Gets it right in the gap, all along the ground. Rolls the wrists on that pull.
Just bisecting the field there. No chance for either fielder to get to that boundary toward the clubhouse. Goes for it again. This time will be cut off by the boundary rider. Quick throw back. They'll still get that single.
And now Clontarf's really motoring along after this over.
That got a lot of movement away from the batter there.
Better
The
lines
offside.
those. And about the boundary, especially when you're playing on the mat pitch here, that boundary is something that all batters will target. Short again, hits it straight down the ground to mid-off. Gets a single off it. Excellent over for Clontarf.
But 4 overs, 32 for none. Pembroke feeling the pressure. Clontarf getting easy pickings. Look at that worm. Looks like it's getting away, but we're still in early parts of this match here.
And this is where Pembroke can probably take a leaf out of Clontarf's books. They were 80 for 1 and really clawed back with those wickets that really curtailed the run rate. No one could score as freely.
We're looking at a change of bowling there. Maybe that changes Pembroke's impact on this game so far. Vanshika Shukla takes a mark at the run-up, facing these two batters who have had some time over the last 4 overs to get their eyes set in. Ball outside of some hit to cover, just quick misfield there, and Clontarf has shown the tendency to take all the singles that are offered their way.
And the non-striker had nearly completed that single till the time the batter took off. That could have been a chance. Full toss. Down leg.
Played away to fine leg. Quick. Even tripped there, but had enough time to get up and jog comfortably to complete the single there. That's much better line there. Pulls there, hits straight to cover, makes no mistake this time. Pulled on a leg line again. There's a single to be offered there. No real fielders there stopping that single inside, close to the batters. A quick knock, placing it right where she stood, and run for a quick single. Clontarf currently more than happy to keep the strike rotating.
Shot again. Place that through the gap.
Pembroke making a quick chase. 3 fielders there. Fills it back and throws it while they've quickly taken a double there. Good
Well
placement.
placed. Yeah. And again, all along the ground. Not offering too many chances here.
Ah, that's a full ball again. Completely misses the keeper. The fine leg fielder will pick that up. Did on a quick single. In that period. Shown his buys again. Keeper's having a tough day at work today.
And Clontarf, 38 for no loss at the end of 5 overs, going at a very healthy run rate of 7.6. Needs 70 from 15 overs.
Pembroke looking for something to change here to put a rest to the momentum that Clontarf has right now. They seem very comfortable in their chase so far. No need to take any big chances there. Just capitalizing on what they see. Targeting balls that are where the line is wrong or the length has been mistaken, but taking really no chances and keeping those good balls out.
Change of bowling here. Bell. Cracking drive, excellent fielding that. Can't prevent the single, but that'll really bring the energy up.
That's some good cricket all around.
Good length yet again. Digs out that Yorker.
That's a direct hit, and that's been given out.
That might be the game changer.
Maybe just a bit too comfortable there, running the last few steps of that single. The Pembroke fielder makes no mistakes, picks that ball up and throws it with an arm, just hits that direct hit. Looks like we might have taken it a bit too comfortably, not expecting that speed. Let's look at that again. Keeps that ball line in, gets a bit of an inside edge, tries to run a quick single. Just not expecting that to come as fast, I think, and just whips that bail off. And that's the kind of game-changing sort of work in the field that could completely change the momentum of the game. Pembroke will be very happy with that breakthrough.
Yeah, a little bit casual with that running. Maybe didn't expect the throw to come in at the non-striker's end.
Direct hits kill. Just
Absolutely. Direct hits just have this ability to change the course of a game, as we've seen many times in the game of cricket. Pembroke just returning back to their positions with a new pep to their step. Is this the breakthrough that they were really looking for? Down leg side.
Well connected that. And this bowler does have a unique action, a bit of a throwback to some Indian bowlers that we've had earlier. Hit a short cover, no runs there.
Just keeping a tight line there. Just off and outside off stump.
Well driven, collected on the follow through. Another dot.
It's a good point on the action of this ball. I almost expect each of those balls to have a bit of a leg cutter turn to them. Down the leg side, huge swing to pull that off to that short boundary near the clubhouse. Misses it. Smarts her on the elbow right there. Got away with that one.
Of the few viewers that we have for today's broadcast, I don't know how many would remember Debashish Mohanty.
We're looking at that run out again. Just picks that up and great arm, just clipping off that direct hit. Just changing potentially the course of this game.
Clontarf 39 for 1 at the end of 6. Pembroke's brought the run rate down from over 8.5 to about 6.5 now. Good length, good line. Very full. Just blocks it to short cover.
Oh, runs it for a quick single.
Thinks about the second. And this is what a run out could do. They weren't really hesitating for the running between the wickets before the run out. Being a little more circumspect now.
Oh, Shakla keeping a good tight line there, just bowling wicket to wicket. That's a good follow through after you put some pressure on the batting team. Commentators curse as usual. Say that, and that's put a bit too wide. An extra run for the batting team.
Driven to mid-off. Batters take off without hesitation, complete the single safely. A little bit wider. Gets it in that gap again.
Reaches for it really there. Probably picks on a wide and then places it in that gap and takes a quick single. As a new batter coming in, I think it's also important to keep that strike rotating and kind of get bat on ball. A full toss made the most out of, just worked onto the leg side between the fielders there, whacked away, and that runs for a quick 4. See that again, that's just misses the length there, just bowls that onto the stumps. Sargent makes no mistake, just picks that off to the leg side, and that runs away for a quick 4.
And some great timing that really went off the bat at pace. Clontarf 47 for 1 at the end of 7 overs. Needs 61 from 13 overs. At a manageable run rate so far. They've got 9 wickets in hand. Can Pembroke get another wicket here? Driven to short cover. Dot ball to start. Bowler should be happy with that.
Full from the offside, worked down straight to the fielder at point. Stops the single there. It's a good start to a new over. Driven down again, short cover, picks that up.
3 dot balls in a row. That's absolute gold dust in a T20. That's driven in the gap. Sweeper cover picks up. Get a single off it. Good cricket there. Didn't lose their shape after 3 dot balls. Chain strike over. Down leg, well collected there. Another dot. Good over so far. Need to close it out well. Just one off it. And great over. Just the one run coming off it. Gets the required run rate up to 5.
I think that's what they really need to do right now. Just never underestimate the pressure of dot balls here. Just bowl a couple of overs, keep those runs stifled. Sure, they're looking at 5 runs and over from here. Couple of overs, especially for the new batter, getting 3-4 balls that you don't get off strike, and that kind of pressure can really make you swing and try something different, force a mistake. From the Clontarf batters who've so far been taking very little risks.
New bowler coming in.
Jessica takes her mark for her first over. Great line there again. Played off straight bit to the leg side.
Good start to the spell. No gentle looseners. Right on the stumps, forces the batter to play.
Hook to the offside, straight to the fielder, and they run for a quick single, just stealing that away from the inside the ring fielders.
And we have the replay there.
Chances of getting this all in before she closes.
The good bit about that was the batter played it with soft hands. Didn't go as quick to the fielder.
Played to the offside. Kim Lee just attacking that ball, making no mistake, leaving no room for the Clontarf batters to try to think of a single there. That's good fielding. Keeping up the pressure, looking at the start of a good over again. Just great line played off again. That's the kind of pressure I was talking about, Sid. Looking at 3-4 balls that are dot, even for Sargent, has been there for a while, and played to the leg side again.
Well covered
really.
there. And has a shy at the stumps. Non-striker. Could have been caught short. Misses the stumps there. Good pressure in the field by Pembroke. No easy singles in this over.
Something about the momentum of this game just completely changing over the last couple of overs. Here we are at the last ball. Ball straight. Huge appeal. A huge appeal, some miscommunication between the two batters running between the wickets. Pembroke fielder not able to pick that up cleanly on the first go. Let's look at this again. Huge shot by the players. Comes right in. Straight line there. Just down leg side there.
And good call by the non-striker there. Really charged through, no hesitation, loud call.
Great awareness of the availability of the run there. Clontarf has been pretty good at running between the wickets, even though their one wicket so far has been a run out. Guess those are the chances you take.
50 for 1 in 9. New over. Well played that. And bullet throw right back to the keeper. Flat, hard, right over the stumps. And this shall be the last over before we bring back your beloved Craig and James, the stalwarts for Pembroke commentary.
Worked onto the leg side. That's a much better line that these two bowlers are bowling over the last 2-3 overs there.
And it's a good bowling partnership. They're really lining up the dots. Well played that. Opens the face of the bat.
Takes
Places
single,
it perfectly.
running fast for that too. Makes it there comfortably. That's really good running again by the Clontarf team here, just even under growing pressure, looking for every single run they can squeeze out of this Pembroke field.
Well bowled that. And you can see there's a little more intent from the batters in this over, not to let them just bowl dot balls, try and get it in the gap, turn strike over, maybe take 2. Huge shot and gets
That's
a
been
wicket.
given. Caught there, unaware, misses the line completely. Wraps her on the pads right in front of the stumps. No leg movement there.
And didn't need a long appeal, so would be pretty plumb to convince the umpire. There's the replay.
Half-hearted swing at the ball as unexpectedly comes quicker, I think, than she expected it. We're here at 9.5 overs at halfway mark, and it really looks like for the past couple of overs, 3-4 overs, Pembroke's really pulled this back from the early kind of easy walk that Clontarf was getting. There's new pep in their step, and as expected, Sid, once there's a lot of pressure that's being put in, the batters really try to make something happen. As the growing pressure of those dot balls start climbing and they're unable to even rotate the strike, slowly the required run rate going up. Almost at the halfway mark here, and having seen that worm graph in the beginning, I think Pembroke will be very happy with these two bowlers who've clawed the way back in.
And Sargent here might need to do the heavy lifting. Take a page out of Bell's book. Go deep into the game. They seem to be set. Guide the new batters coming onto the crease. And build those small partnerships. Nice
Keeps
and
a
full.
great line there to close out the 10th over. We're halfway across the mark. Clontarf is 53 for 2. And we're inviting here for the next over your regular commentators and very beloved and much better than us, James and Craig, coming in to take over, who'll guide you through the rest of this innings and of this Clontarf chase as they aim to get to 108 over the next 10 overs. Momentum shifting towards Pembroke. But here we hand it over. Come in, James.
And as James comes in, that's all, folks, from our end. Well, it
thanks.
seems like there's more to go, folks. So
Well, thanks, lads. Brilliant effort.
welcome back, James.
Thank you very much.
Well, good
Wow.
drive there.
That's really in the balance now, isn't it?
Absolutely. And another direct hit.
I mean, the bowling in the last couple of overs, as we've been watching, has been really, really tight, and it's really dragged back that run rate. And all of a sudden, they still need 54 for the last 10. They got off to a bit of a quick start, and now it's a good thing about cricket. Just when you think you're on top, something happens, and all of a sudden, whoops, we've got a bit of work to do. But Clontarf so far are doing quite well, but a couple more wickets, and I think this game will be really, really exciting.
Yeah, and the weather gods doing a great job of making this game more interesting.
Yes.
Just reducing the light for the batters.
Yeah, well, at least it's dry.
Yep.
Dry-ish, anyway. There's no rain at the moment, but yeah, it wouldn't want to get very much darker out there at the moment. It's this one just drifted down the leg side. The keeper couldn't take it clean. He said, "I'll pick up one." Just a buy, I'd think. It's been given. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. Add another run to the total. The Sargent's doing quite well, 18 of 28. She's going to be the key for, you'd think, for Clontarf's
Yep.
victory.
And she can model her innings on Bell's.
Yeah, exactly. Just be there towards either to the very end or close enough to it.
Down
Just,
leg.
just beats everyone.
running
really
down.
good ball, but just drift on the leg side, and it's going to go across the line, and a much needed boundary. Take a bit of pressure off. And all of a sudden, the total required is under 50. It starts to look a bit easier from here if they can keep their wickets in hand. Pembroke could be thinking 1 or 2 more wickets now, and they'd be in a driving seat.
Yep.
Yeah, just straying the line down there, down the leg side. Maybe just trying a bit too hard.
Yeah, seems like the effort ball. Really want to blow the stumps out.
Yeah, it's sometimes interesting when I find techniques that bowlers use to sort of get their radar right. It's almost like if you're overcorrecting like that, find a spot to aim at that's not even to do with the stump sometimes. Just like, for instance, aim for the gloves of the keeper or something, just until you get that arm position right and get yourself back set. But no,
That's the end of the 11th over. Clontarf 59 for 2.
At the same time, Pembroke was 69 for 2. So, looks like, Pembroke decelerated and Clontarf just need to accelerate or maybe just keep this rate going. Well, it's 49 of 45. We have a good change of bowling now. It's Susie Whaley into the attack. Susie, who's had a great start to the season with bat and ball. She's scored 100 already in her T20. So she's, unfortunately, it didn't happen for her tonight, but we know she's well truly capable, and she's a very effective bowler as well. She's got a good in-swinger. Not a lot of movement in that ball, but you'll see as her bowling goes on, probably even for this over, she has the ability to bring the ball back into the batter and really cramp them up. She's very rarely not on the money. This one just
Collects that on her follow through. Another dot. Good start there.
Yeah, the batter would be a bit disappointed she didn't get that one away. It was a full delivery. This one just struggling down the leg side, and it's
Paddles that well to fine leg.
But there is someone down in fine leg to protect the boundary, and it's just a single. Kind of just straying down the leg side there. Maybe trying a bit something different or a bit of extra effort. If they can have a couple of tight overs here, then all of a sudden scoreboard pressure will become a significant factor. Yeah, this one just, again, down to the same position as the previous ball. There's the fielder down there, made sure that she collected that and kept it to a 1. Good over so far, just the 2 from it, from a Pembroke point of view. Clontarf just need to make sure they don't panic. Just get the... That's a good ball.
Much better line that.
Yeah, right on the stumps, and the batter just had to defend it back to the bowler. Getting lots of encouragement from teammates. They know how important it is to get a breakthrough at this stage. That's the full toss.
Full toss.
Yeah, it's knocked down the cow corner here. It's going to be a boundary.
And beautifully played that along the ground, places it between the fielders, gets a boundary, brings us to the end of the over.
Yeah, just a full toss like that. A batsman's going to be able to take advantage of that. And she did that really well, like you say, straight along the ground. No risk. At the end of 12, it's 65 for 2.
And this time for real, that's all, folks. Bringing in Craig.
Thank you, Sid.
Thank you, James.
Great
Have
job,
a good
guys.
Next game, gents. Saturday, sometime.
Now it looks like another change of bowling. It's Zoe Bell into the attack.
Well, haven't we timed this well then?
Oh, we have indeed.
Talking to a very proud mother earlier on.
Zoe's having a great night tonight. She is top scored with the bat, a half century.
Personal best.
Personal best.
First half century for Pembroke.
So congratulations, Zoe, on that achievement. And I think she'd be really, really hopeful to do something special with the ball in hand.
Well,
And she's
that's-
straight on the money.
I think that was a bump ball.
Yeah, I don't think there was a...
I don't think there were oohs and ahs, but I don't think there was
Yeah.
any particular reason for it.
Good start, though. If I go across the line to this bowling, I think you could be in a bit of trouble. This one's just too full. And it's called a no ball, just too high.
Prone to that, young Zoe. It will come with age. It will come with overs. That's
Yeah.
what it is. The more you bowl.
That's all it is. It's just
Yep.
muscle memory, really. Yeah.
Yes, I remember having muscles.
Yes.
Yeah, muscle memory I'd have. But she's in line.
The appeal by the keeper, sort of half or quarter sort of interest there by Zoe, but you know,
Turn around and sort of, well, yeah.
give it a go. But she wasn't really interested. But a dot ball,
Well, that's important. As you said, scoreboard pressure could be something here.
oh, that's worth a shout. But no, just drifting down leg, I think.
Yeah, I think that was missing the leg stump.
Well, it's always a giveaway when the keeper and the bowler don't really go up, you know.
Yeah. Do you see how important the note taking becomes?
Yes, yes.
They'll learn.
Yep. That's okay.
And it's always good to have a pad because it lets Niall write his notes for us.
Oh,
it's got
yes. And she gets the breakthrough, the critical breakthrough there for Pembroke.
Well, I did hear you earlier on, James, saying that you predicted that Zoe would take a wicket in her first over, and the clairvoyance continues.
Well-
Mystic Meg has got nothing on you.
Well, no, the thing was, I didn't think this was such a mystery because I knew that sooner or later they'd go across the line to her. And, well, congratulations, Zoe. What can you say? Player of the match tonight from a Pembroke point of view. Great breakthrough now.
Well, here is this delivery. The wicket taking one. What I've liked has been her line. She's had one that was too full and that got called a no ball. But one has to say that overall,
It's been really, really tight bowling.
here's the worm, James. Pembroke slightly on top at the moment.
Yeah, there was a little bit of acceleration at the start, and then Pembroke have been able to pull it back. Great bowling there by Anna Beale and by Jessica Duffy Mullen and Susie Whaley, and now Zoe Bell has really put the handbrake on, or at least it dropped down a gear or two for Clontarf.
There was a big spread of wickets amongst the Clontarf bowlers. Nobody went away wicketless today.
No.
They all took at least one, and I think somebody took two. But it was a good all-round performance, and it looks like it's going to be the same from Pembroke. These wickets are falling to all different bowlers so far.
Well, it's important now for Clontarf not to panic and think, oh, we've only got 3 down. We've still got 7 in the shed. So
Yeah.
we just have to keep doing what we do, getting runs and taking on offer, and have enough wickets in the shed that if we get to the 15th or 16th over, we can start throwing the bat around.
Well, I think Pasley's going to be a big part
Down leg.
of whether Clontarf do triumph in the end. I think if she's there at the end, I think they'll be in a very good position. 7 overs to go. They still require 40. They're 68 for 3. If it had been differently, I'd let you call it, James. O'Toole is on 2. She'll be facing the first delivery of the next over. And Pasley, well, in fact, it will be Pasley who will be facing.
Yeah, I think you're right here. Pasley would hold the key to Clontarf's success if they get home tonight.
Hannah Pasley and Lucy O'Toole.
I was impressed by her boundary shot down here at Cow Corner. She just kept it on the ground and threaded it through to the fielders, and that's what she needs to do. Wait for that loose one that is played over the head. Oh, it's a lovely shot.
Well, that was a hockey shot and a half.
Yeah, straight over the bowler's head.
Crossed wrists. Well, that was going nowhere. It blocked the boundary.
Wow, you can't bowl a full toss.
You would have thought that there was a possibility she could have just lifted that to one of the fielders on the offside, but she followed through with the shot, and as a result it went back over the bowler's head. And 4 runs for Pasley, and 4 runs off that runs required total, down to 36 now from 41 deliveries.
Yeah, she's seen the ball well. She's timing it well. Just again, down past the bowler, just picks up a single. But already she's put 5 in for this over. She's moved to 11. And she seems to be seeing the ball very well.
Well, Lucy O'Toole to face Susie Whaley now.
That's down leg. But it's a better ball.
Absolutely spot on though, James. No need for any replays on that. And perhaps this is the way that Pembroke can put some scoreboard pressure on, is by keeping Lucy O'Toole on strike.
Well, that's what I think would have to be their plan, is like keep Pasley off strike as much as possible.
So do you give her a single now? I don't think they will.
No.
I don't think such a thought would occur.
But if things are tighter, then, well, she's got a signal now anyway. It's played down to the third man region. Jessica Duffy-Mullen collects it and makes sure it's only a single. 1 ball left in the over. If they can just make this a dot, it'll be a very well-balanced over, really. Good for Pembroke and good for Clontarf. Just good call by O'Toole. She called a partner through. Led by. And she turns out to be a good over for Clontarf. 7 from it.
You see, Pembroke can't afford that now.
No, you got to.
They need to get rid of Pasley.
Yeah, and they've got to stop bowling full tosses and those sorts of. And again, get the radar right so there's less down the leg side. So 14 down, 75 for 3 now. I've run out of my comparisons really at this stage, but yeah. Looks like Jessica's coming back on. Change of bowling. It's a bit harsh, I thought, to take Bell off after she's got a wicket, but anyway, there you go. But she's been very good. Look at those. She's bowled 2 overs and she's only conceded 3 runs. See you, chaps.
When are you playing?
Playing Saturday.
Thank you very much, gents, and we'll see you again on Saturday.
Weather permitting. The forecast is looking pretty bad for Saturday for rain-wise. So anything's possible, but the odds are pretty slim. Goodbye, Jessica. Good line there. It's played out nice to the covers, but just for the single. And they wouldn't mind that. Again, keeping Pasley off strike.
Yeah, Lucy O'Toole, well, she's off the mark, but she has faced 5 deliveries.
So it's a strategy. That's the... Oh, yeah, it's just drifting outside of the white line there on the offside. You can see the wide.
Extras again.
Yeah, extras are so damaging. 31 of 35. They need to sort of turn that equation in Pembroke's favour. Oh, that one was a good ball. Came in, but it was well played by O'Toole, Lucy O'Toole. Just fixed up the 1, but she played off the leg side nicely.
Clontarf are sort of strolling to the finish line here, really, aren't they?
Yeah, it hasn't been fireworks at all, which is probably a smart move. And if they can keep Pasley there, they'd be pretty confident that they'll get this through. Oh, there's another one gets through past the keeper. There is a fielder down there in the deep to make sure that it doesn't get to the boundary. Just the one run. Bit lucky there, you'd have to say.
It's like a man carrying a donkey, that is.
Isn't it? That defeats the purpose, really, doesn't it?
Fair play to him. He's keeping his wheel marks off the grass. No doubt he'll be remounting now. As this one is shoveled round to the leg side. It's going to beat Ash Carthy and it's going to reach the boundary. It's 4
Great
more
shot.
runs and just 25 required now in, well, 32 deliveries.
It was a very nice shot there by O'Toole. She swivels quickly around. Good wrist work there. And splits the field. And he easily picks up a nice, well-needed boundary.
It takes the pressure off, if nothing else, doesn't it?
While all of a sudden, you're now into
25
eight
required.
or 8 from the over. And you're thinking, this is job done.
Pasley now plays this one out on the leg side. Becca Gallagher chasing after it. She gets to it. Left arm sees it back to the bowler.
Well, O'Toole's now showing her skill. So both of these two can stay around for a while, then I think they'll see their team home.
Well, that's it, isn't it? It's partnerships here.
Oh,
That's beaten everything all over the place. Everything and everyone, and they come through for the run.
that's a great ball, and just unfortunately that just
Another layer of paint, another GM sticker perhaps. Would
Possibly.
that make it wide enough?
that was something special, all right. She deserved to get a wicket with a ball like this. The bad balls get the wickets, and good balls like this, half the time cost you runs. Like it bamboozled everyone.
Well,
After 15, it's 85 for... That was 10 off that over. 85 for 3.
expensive over from a Pembroke point of view. 5 overs to go. They only need 4.6 or 23 runs. And the score now 85 for 3. Pasley and O'Toole putting together a bit of a partnership here now.
Yeah, just 23 or 30. Can Pembroke pull this back? It's good work by Clontarf. They've just given themselves a lot of breathing room here. Singles is fine.
Umpires having a small chat.
Asking if you're staying around for a beer at the end of it, or you're just going home, or
Yeah.
can I get a lift? That sort of thing.
Which dart station is closer?
Oh, that's a good ball to start. Is it Annalyn?
Kim Lee.
Kim Lee, sorry. Kim Lee's over. Just batter did very well not to get an edge on this. Just sort of dabbed at it.
Kim Lee, who's been doing a lot of work. Oh, loose threads, I think, on gloves. Oh, there's another one.
Oh, that's a new set of gloves coming up.
Oh, God, wouldn't that be annoying? Get caught off a loose thread.
Kim Lee to come in. Another good ball. Oh,
That wasn't far away. Good line, good length. Pasley had to play at it. Played inside it. It only just missed that off stump. Using the clean,
Yeah, it's a good-
using her reflexes here.
yeah, got a nice, great line of length there and a good bit of movement. This one's
Sides just down the leg side. Won't be wided here. We'll take another look at the worm, I think, at the end of the over, James. Let's see if this over by Kimberly McDonald is going to affect that greatly. 3 dot balls to start with. Which comes in for her 4th delivery now.
And that's great. Good line. That's just brought it back in a good line and length there, just straight at the bowler. Oh, so at the batter. It's like if you miss this, it's going to crash into the stumps. Batter has no choice really but just to play it defensively back to the bowler. Yeah, and this is just what Pembroke need to pull that equation back a bit.
Still over 5 and over needed. That will help matters for Clontarf.
Yeah, that's going to be... The keeper there has to do a fair bit of athletic diving and rolling around to be able to stop that.
It has certainly helped that, 4 dot balls.
Yeah. Just the one blemish on the over so far, there's that wide.
Balls have seemed excessive.
That's better, just plays it away defensively. And it's another dot ball. Can't you finish strong for Pembroke?
Well, can Clontarf get home from here? It seems like a simple equation, and you feel that Pasley perhaps will find the rope a couple of times, and that would certainly help things, but Pembroke doing their best to pin them back now. Kim Lee, oh, she's gone down the leg side. McLean not getting across to it, and it's fielded down at fine leg, but another run. One off the bat.
So good over there overall from Pembroke. They had 4 dot balls from there.
5.
5, sorry.
4 in a row, plus one more after the wide.
After the wide. Let's just call it 4.
But 21 from 4 now. Starting to get a bit on the tight side.
Well, you just need one more over like that, and all of a sudden it gets the batsman a bit nervous, thinking, oh, every ball, every dot that I might concede now is going to make that mountain a little bit higher to call. I mean, you do have, Clontarf have the luxury of 7 wickets in the shed, so even if you come out wildly swinging, you have to think that a few of them are going to connect.
Well, you could approach it that way, or the other way, which is you start sacrificing to make sure Pasley's on strike.
Yes.
Or O'Toole. These are the 2 established bats now. They have put together a bit of a stand.
You know, what Clontarf don't want is both of these back in the shed. One of them at least has to be there at the end.
Yep. Agreed. Nicely played round the corner. I think the umpire considering leg by. And he does. He likes the side-on view of the leg by, does the umpire for the scorers, making it absolutely clear.
That's my leg. That's a bit short. Oh, she almost gets it. Gets a bit of lift there, a bit of bounce.
Into the keeper's gloves. O'Toole, well, she saw the opportunity to get bat on ball and couldn't take it. Another dot ball. 1 from the first 2 deliveries.
This one swung in a bit there. See the curve?
O'Toole did well to keep that out.
That was a good ball. Good. Good defence. Started coming down leg, and all of a sudden it was at an off stump.
Yeah. Yep. Felt the need to play it, and play it she did, and did well. Umpire gets his coat again. This one wide and past the keeper. There is a fielder down here. It'll just be 2 more of the required 20. Brings it down to 18 now from 3.5 overs. Oh, it's even... Oh.
$18 from 21. Yeah, they just need to work on this.
IPL, you'd have gone and got your car in the car park. You'd be on your way home. But here now, Pasley nicely played round the corner, just takes the single, still showing complete faith in her partner, Lucy O'Toole. We've done her down, James. We suggested that Pembroke would want to keep her on strike, and in fact she's been a full partner of this partnership.
She's been very good. She's really, it was a bit of a slow start, but now she's seeing the ball well, and she's quick onto the ball, isn't she? gets hands through the shot quick. Oh, there she goes. That's.
James strikes again, talking up a player, and very next delivery, their stumps are scattered, and that's
dear.
4 down now, and Lucy O'Toole departs for a well-made 7, and as I say, provided a good partnership with Hannah Pusley. It's, yeah.
Just played a bit across the line, I think, here. That was a good ball with that swinging ball. Yeah, she just didn't really move her feet and tried to defend it, but went a little bit across the line, and the ball crashed into the stumps, and she's on her way back into the shed. And wow, has this changed the complexion in Pembroke's favour? Time will tell, but it definitely helps the cause.
Well, it's been good work by the Pembroke side. They're looking down at the scoreboard. Very Nickel taking her first wicket for 16, and she's 1 ball left in this over. And then we'll be into, well, the climax of this game. It really is going to get tight now. Katie O'Toole replaces Lucy. I presume they're related. I don't know how.
Yeah, the odds are.
I don't know how much.
Yeah. Mother daughter.
Ranges from cousins to identical twins, really, doesn't it?
It could be, yeah.
I'm sure somebody will let us know on the chat.
Anyway, she's here, just needs to navigate this ball.
Oh, she's gone first ball. Katie O'Toole perishes to one that was on the stumps. Very Nickel has now 3 overs, and she's just picked up 2 wickets and 2 balls. She'll be on a hat-trick for her next delivery.
Well, and how this game twists and turns. Cricket gods, they're so cruel sometimes, and they're so rewarding sometimes, depends on your point of view.
Well, here's the comparison. You can see this over making a difference. Well, both sides losing wickets in the 17th over. Clontarf now, well, is victory slipping away? Or have they enough still to pick up the runs they need? I mean, they're so close now. 17 from 3 overs.
I think this is a really important over here. If this could go for not very much, then all of a sudden there might be a bit of panic set in for the Clontarf.
How many from a Clontarf point of view do you think you need to get in this over? Pasley's facing.
I think if you got 4, you'd be happy. If you got 6, you'd be delighted. Now 4 will keep you in touch. You're not far off.
So somewhere around 5 is the turning point between a good over for Pembroke and a good over for Clontarf.
Because it keeps you in touch. Anything above 5 is absolutely a dream for Clontarf, I would think.
Well, let's see how this over pans out. Kimberly MacDonald from the St John's end, and Hannah Pasley facing. Thuds into her pads. She thinks about the leg bye, wisely decides against it. Here is that wicket. This is the second of the 2.
Yeah, no full point, yeah.
And, well,
she was a mile away from the ball from her feet's point of view. And
her back foot moved, but it moved away.
Yeah.
And her front foot didn't move at all, and that just exposed her stumps. But she'll come back stronger and better. Kimberly MacDonald, and one goes up in the air, and it falls safely. It is dark out there now.
It is dark out there.
And it was perfectly placed, and there was no calling. Here it is again.
Yeah,
you can see Pasley is looking to slap it out to the leg side. The heads all go back. Niles looking on the offside, and then you see no calling, and it just lands safely at the feet of Kimberly. Tough one to take over her shoulder and everything else.
But it's only a dot, and a new batter is on strike, so let's just... Ooh. That's
going to be a costly wide. They need a runner ball, and there's the run from this ball.
Yeah, they need to be... Again, it seems to be like Pembroke are very good at 2 really tight balls, and all of a sudden we get a wide.
There's Niles' view. Something goes up in the air. He's guessing.
Yeah.
Better delivery.
Oh, and she's gone. It crashes into the leg stump.
Another wicket, and it's getting more and more difficult. O'Donnell on her way now.
93 for 5 in the 18th over. 15 needed now from 15.
Run a ball. Oh, there's the Pembroke batting from earlier. Let's bring up the Clontarf from now, be slightly more relevant. Well, you can see the top 4 all scoring runs, but now we've had those 2 golden ducks. And there are just 2.5 overs remaining, and we wonder, can Clontarf get these 15 runs, James?
Well, it's so important now for, if it is Sophie Lawless coming out, just to get Pasley on strike at any cost. Even to stick your pad out and kick the ball. Here we go, it's a good ball, this one.
It just came back in on her.
So
She had a swing at it.
I think it caught her by surprise, the pace. She seemed to be late as well.
Yeah.
So
But again, you know, she's probably starting out in her cricketing journey. We all went through loads of that. We still do.
Yeah, we still do.
Still do.
I
So,
mean, it's a terrible ball to get up early. You know, first up is that in-swinger.
onto leg stump.
Yeah, it's just...
Well, you can tell how dark it is because the lights are on at the clubhouse now. You can just see in the top right of your picture the fairy lights are on. That's a nice shot.
Oh,
And they get home safely.
it was all happening there.
Wow.
Couple of screams, couple of...
Concentration levels.
Well called by Pasley. He knew that she'd made contact. That's the previous shot. Yeah, rub salt in the wound there. Go on. Why don't you just give me a paper cup, put lemon juice on it? Yeah.
Good ball. They come through for the single.
And she's probably gone, is she? No, she's safe, according to the...
Another run clicked off. Pasley trying to work this. She's left her partner with 1 ball to face, but it's worth it to get the strike.
Yeah. But then again, it's 4 off the over already. So even if this is a dot, I think Clontarf will be pretty happy with it.
Dot 2,
4.
4 or 6.
Yeah.
Lucy Webster is the one who's facing. Strike rate of 100. Can she keep that up?
Oh,
She can indeed. Smacks it down the ground. Ash Carthy with the hockey goalkeeping skills.
but they decide not to run.
And that's the over. And Pasley will be facing 2 overs to go then.
95 for 6 off 18. 13 from 12. So if they can bowl a tight over here.
Really start to put the pressure on. Mind you, we saw at the weekend Jack Tector taking 16 off the last over to win that game against Merion in Merion, Anglesey Road. What a thriller that was. If you want to catch the last over of that game, if you look up on the Pembroke stream, the 4th game.
Yes.
Oh, 3 teams on 1 stream it's called. That's the video, and there's a timestamp of the Merion section. Pasley calls a through for 1 straight away on the first ball.
Good running.
Is that what they needed, though, or were they looking for Hannah Pasley to find the boundary? She has confidence in Lucy Webster.
Well, the field is quite deep. So she's probably thinking...
Any bat on ball could be another single.
If you get the ball... You play the ball out in front of you... Well, anywhere, really, we're going to go for a run. That's what I'd be sort of saying to her. Yeah, she's backing up.
Oh, it's going past the keeper. Ash Carthy cuts it off again.
They're coming in for a second.
And they're going to get it too.
Good running.
Good running by Clontarf, and that's a big help. That brings it down to 10 required.
That's good play there by Pasley. She was halfway down the pitch before the ball even got to the batter, just about.
Calling a partner through, yeah.
We're running and everything here, and they got 2 for that, the trouble.
So, 10 off 10 now. Very nickel. Going more for accuracy than speed.
Good shot, actually. She's played that off to
99 on the
to mid
board
off
now.
and get another single. She's doing a great job, is Webster, for Clontarf.
9 off 9.
9 off 9. That was
It's
so...
another thrill. We're having quite a few thrillers this year. It is getting dark now. You can see the light of the scoreboard reflecting off the face of Zoe Bell's mother. Comes around and it squirts away. And there's a wicket. There's a wicket.
That's the run out.
That was a sacrifice. And they had to go for it. They still need 9. They do have wickets. 3 wickets remaining. And Webster doing all she could to get there, but failed on this occasion.
Well, I think she did an okay job for her team. You know, she was...
Did a fabulous job.
I think she did, more than okay. She was fabulous. She kept them in touch.
You can see.
That was always going to be incredibly difficult, but she went with it.
Yeah. It was a good throw by the fielder. It was all nice, clean work by the Pembroke side.
That's right.
And that's what made the difference between the run-out and a single being conceded. 99 for 7 now. 8 balls remaining, 9 required. And number 9 coming out. 10 and 11 probably have their pads on, a little bit nervously.
Wow. It's turned out to be a bit of a nail-biter here, which is, like you said, not the first time this has happened in the last couple of weeks.
Well, Walsh comes out to the wicket.
Well, she bowled
Beautifully
incredibly well
out.
today.
Yeah.
In fact, could have been the pick of the bowlers, I can't recall, but she had
I think she may have had the 2 wickets.
the 2 wickets and for not very much.
Yep.
So it'd be an opportunity for her to be a hero for Clontarf. Heroine for Clontarf even, whatever, you know. You know what I mean.
Not often, I think is the phrase, James. Ash Carthy doing some vital work down here. That's 3 deliveries that have gone down to her. And she's well, that's the equivalent of saving 9 runs. Because if they'd gone past her and run to the boundary...
Game be over now.
Yep.
And from
Certainly one of the most wholehearted cricketers.
So now Clontarf need to get this single. They need to get Pashley up the other end for the final
Certainly
over, you
can't
think.
afford a boundary here. Pasley looking for the strike. She's... Oh, very nickel, has missed the stumps. And do you know what the problem was? She aimed.
Yeah, and she should have underarmed.
Well, they got through for the run. Pasley's still on strike. They just need 7 from the final over now. This is where, again, Pembroke Cricket Club, Sydney Parade, Pembroke Cricket Live. I don't know how so many thrillers have been produced recently.
Talk about like, oh my goodness, I've hit it straight back to the bowler.
She could have walked.
She could have just walked into it, but luck goes your way sometimes, and good on her.
Pasley moves on to 18. And now you feel that there needs to be a boundary here in this over. If there's a boundary, then...
Nor mighty 6.
Well...
I think she set it for 4 and a couple of runs.
It would be the first, but it would be the first of the year, of the game, rather. Slowly working my way down in size there. Kim Lee McDonald has been given the last over. No, this is Division 2.
Yeah, sorry, yep. Allowed 4 or 5. The final over, she has to bowl an incredibly good over here. And it is a good over.
It's a good start. Pasley will come through for the single, but that's all it will be. Plenty of fielders chasing that one down. And that brings Walsh on to strike.
And I think they need to tighten this field. Make sure there's no single.
You get the feeling that anything on the bat is going to cause Hannah Pasley to set off. She'll be following up or backing up a long way, you feel.
Look at it, she's gone. She'll leave now.
And, yep, she's gone. And that's well bowled by Kim Lee.
Unlucky for Walsh.
Yep.
But well bowled, another twist in the tail.
And suddenly it's starting to look a bit more difficult. 6 from 4 now. And the new bat will be the one facing, and Hannah Pasley, I get the feeling, is sort of feeling a little stranded at the non-striker's end, and perhaps they shouldn't have taken the single to the first ball.
Perhaps.
I think they needed her on strike And I think they needed her to aim for the ropes.
It's almost like now you just say to your partner, I want you to run down 3 paces and just stick your pads in the bat in front of you. Because I'll be going past you with the ball, as a kid said. Yeah, and you just, whatever happens,
I will
make
beat
contact
the ball.
and I'll beat the ball. You just get past. Lawless now to come out for the new batter for Clontarf. Well, these are very exciting.
I think we're going to get rained on in about half an hour. So as soon as this game is over, I think we'll wrap it up and get everything down now.
6 from 4 now. Back live. Oh, yeah, so she's even halfway down the pitch before.
And they get a run.
They get a run. Well done.
5. That is the loudest call Hannah Pasley has had all night, and it's a call of no.
Yeah.
Emphatic no.
Good.
This is well done by Lawless. I know, like, by all rights, she shouldn't have made it. The truth is she did.
Yep.
And looks for the next run, and Hannah Pasley having nothing to do with that one.
That was a good run in there by Pasley. She was new. No matter what's happening, I'm going to have a go. I'm going to get down the other end. And
going to be looking for 2 this time. They need 2, and they're going to get 2.
And she's in. She's sitting there waiting for a cup of tea with the ball.
Yeah, the appeal purely a recognition of the fact that the ball had hit the stumps, but it's actually the fumble before that that costs that second run. Pasley was only setting off.
But look at Lawless there. She'd made the turn. She was halfway up the pitch.
Sorry, Lawless.
Yep. She was committing herself there.
Lawless was only setting off for the second when the ball was at the fielder's feet.
Yep.
And it was the fumble that let her get through. And they need 3 now from 2 balls.
Wow, what a game we have.
Forget the boundaries now, Skip. You want to get in there and stop the single.
And Pembroke, you cannot concede a wide no ball any extra at this stage.
Noel wants a super over. Of course he does. Now,
2 from 1.
1 behind. 1 means Noel gets his super over. No, he doesn't.
No.
But 1 means a tied game, which would actually be
poetic justice in a lot of ways.
I think
pretty fair, even. Because
it's been an even game all the way through. Pembroke relied on Zoe Bell's 51 to get to their total. Clontarf sort of relied on their top 4, and now Hannah Pasley playing, as you said, James, the hero's role.
She's playing a blinder, and she's been good at guiding her partners to what needs to be done. So Lawless here, whatever happens, has to run. And will she have a big swing and hopefully get connection and get it through the ring and get to the boundary?
Well, this is it now.
Or will the ball crash into the stumps and the victory go to Pembroke?
1 to tie. Oh, she's bowled up.
No.
Oh,
my goodness.
Well,
Pasley is gutted and Clontarf are gutted. What a game. But Pembroke pulled it out of the fire and they win by a run.
Well, my goodness. That was absolutely amazing. Well bowled, Kimberly McDonald, because that was the final ball and you couldn't afford... Yeah, and when you're bowling at the stumps, you're putting it in the batsman's arc.
Yep. That was a tough ball, but she bowled a ball of her season so far. Look at this. It just stayed a bit low. She
got
played
under the bat, and Pasley, well, disappointed. And I can understand her disappointment.
Oh, absolutely no. She almost got them home.
Don't think she meant to let go of the bat.
No,
I think it was just
frustration.
frustration.
Frustration, all that sort of stuff.
But what a thriller we've had here in Sydney Parade this evening. That is an absolutely amazing game. We'll just quickly take you through the cards.
I think Pasley should not, once the disappointment wears off, she should be very proud of how she played tonight.
Absolutely. 22 from 33 deliveries and brought her side to the absolute brink of victory.
You can't get much closer. We can't get any closer.
That is as close as it gets. Well, Pembroke won the toss and they decided to bat first. And this is how their card looked. As you can see, the main thing here, Zoe Bell, 51 from 59. Zoe's maiden half-century, won't be her last. And it was a super knock. She got a couple of partnerships going with Izzy McLean up top, and then with her skipper, Shukla, coming in at number 3. The rest of the order, well, people got in and hit the ball around a bit, but the scoring rate really dropped off once the top 3 had departed. 107 for 7, including 17 extras. The Clontarf team, they're bowling.
Let's wait for this to come up. Yeah, so the bowling was spread around. The wickets were spread across all bowlers there. Not too bad. A few more expensive than others. Annabelle Walsh was outstanding out of her 5, just conceding 15 for her 1 wicket. That was amazing. But Sophie O'Toole, 2 for 9 off 3 with 1 maiden. Wow, what can you say? That's they should probably open the bowling next time. Just saying.
And you see on the fall of wickets, James, that partnership of 49,
yes.
Which would have been Zoe and Izzy. Oh no, that was
that was the first one. That
Van
was
Schuker and Zoe. So that was a big partnership, and that was a big part of how Pembroke got to their total. Clontarf's batting, James.
Well, as you see there, the top 5 got starts. Sargent did well, put on 20. It's a good foundation before being bowled by Zoe Bell. But look at those extras from that conceded there by Pembroke. 35 extras. That's basically, in the context of this game, that's 2 extra batters. But Hannah Passley there stood up and kept the show on the road, even though wickets were falling all around her. No one really, apart from Lucy O'Toole, stayed around for support. Lucy Webster did a little bit towards the end, but unfortunately too many wickets fell and she just missed out in getting her team home. But she should be very proud of how she played today.
Sophie Lawless was sort of sold down the river at the end. Now, she was bowled by Kim Lee with that final ball, but she'd done well taking that single from the 2 balls faced. 35 extras, well, that's extraordinary, and that is wrong.
Yeah, they need to really work on that.
The bowlers need to be taken outside and
given a good stern talking to.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's probably more printable than what was on my mind. Here is the Pembroke bowling with those 35 extras. Luckily for them, the analysis that we show with our graphics doesn't show the number of wides. But my goodness, you can see how it all went wrong for Clontarf. The 4th wicket fell on 91, and then the 9th wicket fell on 106. Those 15 runs and 6 wickets really costing them in the end.
Yeah, Kimberly McDonald doing well at the end there. 3 wickets for 20 off her 5. Nicole there, 2 for 19 off her 4. Again, we don't see the wides that they concede in the extras, but Anna Beale there, again, an outstanding bowling performance by her. Going for 1.67 and over. Sorry? Oh, I've been interrupted here by the peanut gallery. Anna Beale, 3 overs there, 1 for 5. Zoe Bell, 1 over for 2. Susie Whaley got a little bit of stick, but not too bad. It was 2 overs for 12. But yeah, you really can't concede 35, and you're very lucky to win if you do concede 35 and pull out a victory. You're doing everything you can to throw the game away. So they need to work on that. But tonight they can celebrate and be grateful that they've won another victory. And here we have a game summary. And there it goes. And, well, we look at the worm there. How it's sort of
very close at the end, isn't it? It's like DNA.
Yeah, it is like DNA at the end, isn't it?
I wouldn't want to meet the creature that has that DNA.
Yeah, that could be quite scary, but yeah, twists and turns there in the game, as you can see, and wickets falling at crucial times. But
it's that bit at the end where they fell down, really.
And here's the killer blow.
This is the replay of that final wicket, which sealed Pembroke's 1-run victory.
Just so unlucky. and so lucky. Depends on your point of view.
Yep.
But what a nail-biter, what a great game. That's what we like to see in cricket. Close games, where two very good teams get together.
Well matched.
Well matched. But look at the difference there. Just go back for extras and bang on that for 10 seconds more.
18
Clontarf
difference.
only conceded 17 versus 35. That
Yep.
could have been all the difference that got them across the line.
Well, when you think
Almost
that
did.
if Pembroke had had the same, Clontarf would still be 80-something.
Yes,
You know,
that's right. There would have been
88 for 9.
It makes
It's such a percentage of the final total. I mean, the top scorer got 22,
Well-
and extras got 35.
it was a total of 107. A third of your score is extras.
Yeah,
I mean, that's unbelievable.
yeah. Well,
That's like watching Pembroke first down in Marion the other day, saying 100 of your score was extras.
and 19 of them were buys, and 5 leg buys. So perhaps how the field is set might be half the problem.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, there's a lot of things that they can go back and look at, and both teams can.
Look,
If they want to.
we always walk away from a game with loads to think about and loads to keep us going. It's a very funky keyboard, Niall's red light lit.
It is, I know. It's very, very, very cool.
It is.
Anyway, folks, I hope you enjoyed the coverage tonight.
Like this, actually.
We'd like to thank our other partners for helping out.
Thanks for those of you who got in touch on the live chat. Yes, it was a great finish, a great game. And we were delighted to bring you the commentary. The 4 of us today. It's not often we have 4 commentators for a ladies' seconds game, James, but we're improving and growing the pool of commentators. So if you out there fancy having a go, and you don't have to be a member of Pembroke for this, if you fancy having a go, do feel free to get in touch.
It's great fun, and it's a great way to see the game.
It's a great way to stay in shape.
Yeah,
That shape, of course, being round.
round. Yeah.
So thank you very much for joining us. Our next broadcast, I can tell you. Do you want to go and help Niall? Because I think it's actually raining. Our next broadcast is on Saturday. And on Saturday and Sunday, we're going to see Pembroke's men's firsts. The leading side in the club. They are chasing double glory. They're in the league against Leinster on Saturday. And whilst we speak about Leinster, can I just wish Gareth Delaney all the very best. We heard about his horrific clash of heads on the pitch. And we hope that we see Gareth very soon indeed.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's Saturday's game. And then on Sunday we have the guests of Estonians in the Bob Kerr Irish Senior Cup. And of course we'll be bringing that game to you as well. So please spread the word of these broadcasts, retweet, forward messages on WhatsApp or whatever. And if you wish to receive notification of upcoming games, please do like and subscribe to Pembroke Cricket Live on YouTube. Thanks very much for joining us this evening. Thank you, James.
That's great. Thanks, everyone.
And it's been a super evening's cricket, and we will see you again very soon.
Good night.